rtfc.baconicecream.com.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I'm Rich. I'm here with Pete, the EverCanadian.
Yo, what's going
What's
on?
up?
Happy Christmas Eve.
Heck yeah.
And I refused. I'm saying Christmas all over my channel. I know it's probably not politically correct, but I celebrate Christmas. I'm saying Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll say Xmas.
Xmas.
Why do you take a shortcut in Christmas when you take zero shortcuts in everything else? Like, that makes no sense that you cut off Christmas and go Xmas when everything else you spend, you're like OCD with.
You didn't get my Futurama reference.
Oh, yeah, okay. I never watched that show. So.
Well, we do have Crow here. What's going on, Crow?
I know I didn't fix my sound yet. I was working on that, and I was like, I'm not gonna bother with that right now.
Oh, dude, I just noticed Sonic on your sweater. That's epic.
Yeah, man.
I love that. That is so cool.
Christmas. What's up? Good times. So,
That is cool. I like that one.
Of course, we do have KillDashNine from an undisclosed location. What's going on?
Yo. I'm glad I was able to join and be here with y'all.
That's right. That's right.
It's in his bathroom. He's on the throne.
Oh, God.
So, all right, cool. So we got some people hopping in the chat already.
This is Christmas Eve show. This is special. We've never done a Christmas Eve show.
That is very true.
I know, right?
We've been doing this for a long time, and we've never had one on Christmas Eve, which is really cool.
What episode number is this? Do we even count anymore?
I have like a count in the back, like, you know, because I've been trying to do this project where people yell at me and try to get our stuff on Spotify, and I'm horrible, so I'm sorry. But but yeah, I mean, I know we're well north of
at least 100.
I think we're close to 150.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Lot.
We'll just pick a
lot.
random number. No one will question it, right? Nobody questions facts on the internet.
We'll hit a random milestone, like probably in the next year.
It is the 5,000 show.
And a half.
So, but yeah,
Pro probably knows.
No, I don't know at all.
Whoa, that's a first.
So, well, you know, we had the channel changes. We get all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah, I did 35 on my channel. I can tell you that.
Oh, all right. Well, that's cool.
So
well,
you know the number for my channel was 35.
Well, if it was 35 for your channel, then we're maybe we're sub 100. I thought we were well over 100. I don't know.
Because you and I in our first year, we took some breaks.
That's right. That's right.
We did some breaks.
Yeah, it's true. We had like summer break and then like
summer break, Christmas break,
starting break, and then winter. We took a month off. All right.
Well, we did because you had a new baby that first year, right?
That's very true. Yes.
So we took a month off.
Henry. Now he's 2. Isn't that crazy? That's absolutely nuts. But let's say hi to some of the chat. We got some people in here. We got Casey. We got George Games. What's going on?
George, my
Good
whole
to see
friend
you.
George.
Glad to see you here. Karsten is in the house. Douglas is in the house, having great conversations in the comments of some of the videos. Thanks, Douglas, for participating in those. That guy.
And our community, for the most part, 99% of them comment really smart comments on all our videos.
Absolutely, it's awesome to talk to you guys. You know, like, yeah. If you haven't yet, don't be afraid. Just jump in on the comments. I love talking with everybody. Kid Guzzy's here from Florida, in the cold coastal Florida. Yeah, I know you're very close to where my folks live, and they woke up this morning to like 32 degrees down in Florida. That's nuts. Julian,
my dad was complaining about 65 degrees in Arizona.
Yeah, we woke up this morning here in Jersey. It's 7, and then you've got like negatives up where you guys are.
Oh, yeah. Actually, it's 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday, so it's 5 right now.
Oh wow.
That's a whopping 30 degrees here. So
that's nuts. It's absolutely crazy.
It is currently
supposed to be down to 20.
Yeah, got Jason. Jason's in the house. What's going on? Dave's in the house. How's it going? Dan Ruff is here. Gamertron, Crimson Cross, Ian Hobbies, DJ, Herb Wars, Lamini Pie, RMGB TV. We got all sorts of people up in here, and I think we have caught up, which is awesome. RMGB TV says Rich is directly responsible for me ordering a Lady XP at the last minute. To be honest, it didn't mean much convincing. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, really, RNG? Really?
Rich's
You're
fault.
blaming Rich? I don't buy that at all, buddy. I don't buy that at all. He's trolling us on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Saying hi at 42 degrees in Northern California. That's got to be nuts.
R-Type sucks, Lemon Pie. I'm just telling you that right now.
Oh no.
It's such a
Why,
brutal
man?
game. It's such
love
a
R-Type.
you can't hide it. I am not going to be one of those elitists and say R-Type is the greatest shoot 'em up ever. It is a fun game,
It's fun.
but
Yeah.
it's fun for 30 seconds, and you're like, you know what? I can do something else and not feel horrible.
I actually really like the R-Type Final and R-Type Final too, so I've been playing those. But I haven't
When I
yet
did
put
my
an
video
Irem.
on which one was it, Toplan or Irem? Which one is it on? That's how much I think.
It's
of
an
it.
Irem. It's Irem.
Irem? I'm like, I'm gonna hate doing this. I'm gonna try to get this over as quick as possible so I can go back to playing something I like actually enjoy.
Oh,
Dude,
I don't know. I grew up with
No, it's just that I'm not very good at it, and I'm not saying the game's bad. I'm bad at it, so I don't enjoy it. And why suffer through something you don't enjoy, right?
Yeah,
so,
and if you don't like playing it, there's no reason to keep
yeah.
playing
So
it.
Truxton, first time I ever played. I think first time I ever played Truxton in forever, and I'm having a blast playing that game. That game's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can agree with that sentiment. I guess maybe
Why play
for
something
me-
you don't enjoy, man?
Well, for me in R-Type,
Yeah.
it was just like it was the game that I had that was a shooter on my Master System, and it was the only one that I had that was a shooter on my Master System. So it was just like I feel like playing a shooter, so I just play R-Type, and I just kind of like got through it, and wound up having nostalgia for it because it was the first and only side-scrolling shooter that I owned that I actually finished. So.
But
Because
you know,
I'm critical of
in the
collections
arcade,
and
I was
things
like,
all the
okay.
time, so I get it.
yeah, like for me, I guess I just have a problem with any shoot 'em up that's only one hit deaths. Like personally, I like having.
That's most of them.
I know,
That's what I was gonna say.
Not most of them. Not most of them. Some of the ones I enjoy the most give you, more than one hit. But the ones that are like 1943 and that you might have one hit, but it's more forgiving. I find, and it's a vertical shoot 'em up. I'm just naturally better at it. I guess I'm like Rich in that one. It's like that's the nostalgia one for me. That's the one I played all the time. I have it on the NES. Like,
yeah.
So, but yeah, R-Type. I don't think it's a bad game. I'm just bad at it, so I don't enjoy it.
What do you think of Gradius? Because I like Gradius a lot more. That's the one hit death.
I haven't put enough time.
And not like that, but you lose all your power ups too.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Brutal.
I was telling the boys, my cousin was in town, and him and I finished 9 games on the Evercade VS last week, and we finished a bunch of shoot 'em ups like EDF and P47. We just finished a bunch of shoot 'em up. Finished Double Dragon, 2 and 3 on the arcade. We finished tons and tons of games. It was so much fun. Anyway, but we did shoot 'em ups.
That's awesome, man. Those arcade collections are.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, 1944 is a great game. No one really loves it though, Dave. Like everybody goes to 42 or 43, but I agree 44 is a great game.
Yeah, I actually was just playing some 44 yesterday, and I was like, wow, this is it's really neat. I mean, I guess the version that is on here, I don't know if it's any different, or is it just the original arcade release?
It's the arcade, but which arcade version, right? Because they probably had about X numbers of arcade. Because arcade versions, they kept getting updated when they weren't earning quarters. So they got I wonder which board they took. Crow, do you ever think about that, knowing you're a nerd and that stuff?
Oh yeah, I always wondered that because with Final Fight, I don't know if you saw my video where I opened up the EXP. First thing I did was I put in Final Fight, and I realized that the opening was different than the opening I'm used to. So I was like, this is a different ROM. And I knew it's not a modified ROM because it exists. It's a different regional version of the ROM because they don't show Jessica in the beginning.
I wonder could we get Blaze and Ryan them show us what board version of the arcade games? That would just be a nerdy, interesting thing to know.
That would be. When you said opening, I was like, "Don't tell me Crow took apart his XP." I was like, "Wait a second." I was like, "No, I was like, I did that video."
Wait.
I during my unboxing video, I was really tempted to do it because I was like, oh look, these rubber things are just covering up the screws, and
Yes.
the thought crossed my mind, I could just open it up right now.
I was
like,
wondering if you were going to.
Hey,
I'm gonna wait at least a week.
at least you weren't like me during my opening my tate mode button. I couldn't figure it out. Like, I'm like, why is it always in touch? I kept hitting it. And I was like, it's not resetting.
So here's what's interesting, and I just kind of want to share to the portability of the Evercade. So recently, I had to go get an oil change, and I was thinking, like, as much as I love the Steam Deck, I'm like, do I want to bring this big honking thing with me? So I ended up bringing my OG white Evercade, and I was playing Cathedral, and I was having a blast. And you know what? I forgot like how awesome the OG handheld is again. It was just like a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been
meant to be the video you made, Rich.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth actually with the OG and the EXP because I know that there's something different about holding the EXP as to the OG, but I guess my hands are just like my body hasn't told me exactly like which one I feel like feels better in my hands yet. But you know, obviously when I'm trying to play some like Capcom action, you gotta go with the EXP, and that's been the later part of this week was all Capcom.
Nice.
And I was playing all sorts of crazy stuff on that. But yeah, I mean it is cool to have both options. You know, being I guess a collector as I am.
Well, with me at the time, it was my only option, but I hear you. But it was funny though. Maybe just because like playing the Steam Deck, but I forgot like how light. I'm like, this is really light in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
good
the
stuff.
EXP and the OG. It's not that.
Yeah. But my point is like I've reminded how cool that is. So I can only imagine how awesome the EXP is.
Yeah.
When
I mean,
I get mine,
when you get yours, it's going to be pretty cool. But
Yeah.
speaking of that, we can slip in a little bit of news. There was a Twitter release from Blaze saying that they're basically on holiday until Wednesday, but soon after they come back, there'll be a small announcement regarding the limited editions. So whether or not it's a progress update or just a little bit of news, we're not sure exactly what it is, but we are going to get something. So if they release it by the end of the week, next week, then by the time we're back again chatting, we'll bring whatever it is to you, which will be pretty cool.
I wonder what I'm going to get first, the Indie Heroes 2 or the EXP Limited. So yeah, that'll be.
I think you're going to get the EXP Limited.
I hope so.
Really?
I hope so.
Yeah. You think they got it? They're gonna crank it out.
I think you're going to fly it and ship it. I think we'll have it by the 3rd week of January.
That'd be pretty cool.
I hope so. That'd be great.
Maybe by then I'll be done with the Commodore 64 collection.
Probably not.
I'm still cautiously optimistic, but I don't know. I'm like not positive that they're gonna that they'll be able to thread the logistics needle. They might be able to get them done, but then like to get them out and then through all the stuff they need to get through and customs and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm still thinking February is the month of Ellie love. But
listen, even if it ships at some point in January and I have that tracking information, I'm good.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, but it's just awesome that they got together, they're working on it, and it's it's going to be.
And they're doing it. It's a horrible time for it to happen during the holidays too, when everybody wants to be with their family or friends or loved ones, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was such a bummer for all that to happen, just for it to happen. Like the event itself was just like, come on, man, like really. But
I'm glad they're taking time off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
so you know what though? Here's one thing that kind of kept bugging me, because remember they were pushing the release date and they were saying stuff that they needed to work out, and and there's they came out the firmware update. I was kind of wondering, like, did that time even like matter, or is there other stuff that they did that we don't know that they did fix? Or
well, they updated the firmware yesterday, right? We got a lot of fixes on the firmware.
Yeah.
And they're going to update it again before the end of 2022, according to what Ryan said in Reddit.
So that means they're going to update it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like wicked fast to be getting out all sorts of crazy stuff as far as those updates go.
Yeah, I'm also excited to see what like the final update for the OG handheld, like on what built-in game or games or whatever it's going to have.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's that send-off update. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool.
The what?
The OG. It's getting one last update.
Oh yeah, that's the final one. So
Yeah, so it'll be cool to see what they actually put in.
I wonder, will the final Indie Arrows work on it?
Should.
Oh yeah. I think they already said that
that'll be the last cart that works on it then.
Well, they haven't really said whether or not what will or will not work on it in the future.
But didn't they say that? I thought I heard them say that a while ago.
Really? I mean, it's possible for things not to work on it in the future, but they haven't really announced a cartridge that they specifically said wouldn't work on it.
I was going to say, to be clear, I thought they said this was like the final update for features, that they still would do like bug fixes.
Yeah, they would, but as far as like compatibility between the devices, really the dividing line is going to be when they finally get some kind of license for a PlayStation game that needs both the L and R buttons, and that's it. Like that's where I see like them having to slap that sticker. Oh, hey, some of these games aren't going to work on the OG, but there's no reason if they're continuing to release Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo, etc. games, why they wouldn't work on the OG handheld. You know what I mean? Like there isn't a reason to cut that off. It would only be if they start introducing a collection that has games that need the extra controls, or an arcade collection.
But you know what? There's ways around. There's ways around that, because like with the Cathedral, like you have to hold like the select button in your left, and the left R to use the potion. So they kind of made hotkeys. But yeah, but they would have to program. They'd have to go back and program that into the ROM. So it's just like, do they want to? And that was a native game too. So yeah. Or maybe you could like remap some of the buttons. I don't know. But yeah, no, that's a good point. When we see a game that requires all the L and R triggers.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. I put down the AXP at the beginning of the show, and I think I actually like put it up against my keyboard, and it turned on. And I was like, wait, why is it?
Yeah, I'm always whenever I'm moving it, I'm always holding the power button down for some reason. I always grab it.
But you know what, though?
Right there, like when you have it in your hand, it's like literally, it's like right there.
I think what we will see, and I think I might have mentioned this, eventually we'll see a sticker or something on the cartridges that says like for VS and EXP.
It'll be like the new 3DS.
They already have that.
It'll probably be on the back of the box.
There is. It's right here.
Yeah, because it says the runs now say for all Evercade devices or something like that.
Evercade cartridges.
That means in the future, I would imagine that sometimes it would say not for this version of the Evercade or something.
Yeah, VS and EXP only or something.
That's exactly right. Yeah, the
exactly.
Evercade original logo, which won't be on the box.
Yeah.
That being that's the C64, but it's also on IRAM as well.
But to be honest, I think it would only be like a collection here or there that might require some extra power the original Evercade doesn't have. So I don't think it'd be very many collections that wouldn't work on the original, if any.
Or you know what? Maybe it'll work, but it just like you'll drop a few frames or something. Like maybe the performance may not be as good. Who knows?
Well, they might not want to release something on something that doesn't run very well.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think maybe you put in the cartridge and you may get like a message like with the Namco collection that says like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that can be very true. RMGB, that's what I thought too, but maybe that something changed and we're just getting gelatinous for this month.
Yeah.
Maybe because the cart is releasing in January.
Yes.
Maybe we get that second game that was supposed to be in December in January, leading up to the release of the cart, and then they.
Well, there's another update coming for the end of the year. Remember?
Is there one?
Oh, not for the BS though. Yeah, that's true.
I thought I could have read this wrong, but I thought in that blog post they said this was that Gelatinous was the last Indie Heroes 2 cart of the month that they were going to release, because I think they want to give us some surprise. I don't think they want to put all the games like Tapper or whatever.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I could have sworn that they mentioned before that there was a second release that was going to be here this month, which left 2 off of the release schedule for a game of the month, which was the Tapper game and the other one. But there was another game that was on the list that was supposed to come out, but I don't know. I mean, it's fine. There's so much other things that are happening this month. It's just
exactly.
Whatever. It's cool.
Well, Blaze needs to take some time off. Like, they should take more time off. But.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that.
So let's see here. What do we got here? official line.
Yeah, happy holidays, everyone.
Yes, happy holidays. Right, that's true. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, speaking of Amiga, I mean, we know of the partnership deal as in a little bit of like a preview mode. How long before they announce that collection?
Well, I think that's going to get announced during the roadmap when they announce and give us a new roadmap.
Yeah, and then it'll just be a solid, like it'll be in. I'm thinking maybe summertime. Maybe you drop.
When do you think we'll get the roadmap? Is that if they announce when we're getting the roadmap? Is that January?
In the Q&A last week, they said that it was going to be early, so like it should be right at the beginning of the month, at some point, mid-January maybe. They'll drop it so we can know what the plan is for the year.
So we don't even know for sure when we're getting our next 2 carts, right? We don't know yet.
No, actually, the only one that we know of is late January for Indie Heroes, and then that's it. So
I'd say it's probably going to be March after that. February's probably going to be a dead month.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to do your announcement, right, for the cartridges in March, so you can do your pre-orders for February and get them manufactured. So, yeah, for sure.
What type of collections is everybody excited for? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, man. I want Amiga, obviously. I want to see what they do with Amiga, but probably more indie collections I would like to see.
I was going to say, to be honest, like, I'll welcome Amiga, but I'm not excited for it. I'm more excited for I was going to say either indie or arcade. That's really what I'm looking for. Unless we get something like an Activision collection. That's
I mean, I'm still thinking as far as an Activision collection goes, that's still another year plus out for sure. There's that whole situation with Activision right now is such a boondoggle for everybody else. Like, why bother even mentioning, even getting into talks with them right now? Because there's so much other things that are happening.
But maybe we'll see an Atari 3 then. Include maybe include some more 7800, maybe a couple Jaguar game. I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to see Jaguar games unless it's Tempest 2000.
ColecoVision collection would be awesome.
Coleco would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be really, really cool.
Or they could just go get that CollectorVision collection.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all homebrews for Coleco.
Yep. Now, what do you think about the fact that now that EXP has made its kind of like splash, right? It's out.
It's out there.
What do you think about within 6 months the loosening of the ability to get some of the bigger licenses? You think that's actually going to be a thing?
I think
it seems to be making a pretty big splash in the I guess the blogosphere, the general retro community. A lot more mentions of Evercade now than there have been in the past. So, with that kind of momentum, do you think that might be a thing that gets unlocked?
I think so. I mean, Capcom goes a long way in the community, both modern and retro, right?
Mm-hmm,
yes,
sure. Absolutely. So, and
I think it opens it up, and I think because what would be a huge get would just be TurboGrafx, and I think maybe one of the things that's held them back is the licensing, probably for that.
Yeah.
And so that's if they could get some TurboGrafx shooters or some other stuff, I think that would help. Sega wouldn't surprise me at all if we saw that this year.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be awesome. I would love any of those things happening.
SNK,
we were mentioning a Taito arcade. Taito is the next classic one for me that I'd really like to see.
That one, but it's got to have Zookeeper on it. Whenever there's a Taito collection, there's never Zookeeper on it. I want Zookeeper.
Yeah,
that would be neat.
Yep. But of course, Taito unlocks that whole, the Space Invaders thing. And if there was ever an Atari 3, if they had Taito tied into it, getting the 2600 version of Space Invaders would be really awesome. I really love that game. And I think it's really neat. And if people haven't experienced it, they should.
Realistically, I think we're gonna see a Technos Arcade 2 and a Data East Arcade 2, and that.
Oh, I think that's.
I welcome that.
Those are slam dunks for sure. I mean, so here's another question: can Data East top themselves? Can the list from Data East Arcade 1 be topped by a Data East Arcade 2?
Only if it's Data East Pinball. Which actually wouldn't. It would have to be. It's something completely different.
Yeah. I'm not so sure, RMJB. I think that's something that's completely out of their control. If it was like, okay, the theft happened because people broke into Blaze's office for whatever reason, they were holding them there, and that happened. Okay, maybe, but like this, it was just real. Like they just robbed a truck. And
there was a few
that was in it, you know.
When like I know on the video I did about it, there was a couple of Harsats that actually commented that said this was suspicious that this happened to Blaze. They were trying to build conspiracy theories into it. It was kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely the wildest conspiracy theory thing.
Well, that's YouTube, man. There's like
people
actually
like, are you
like
serious? That. Like, what reason? Like, you have to think about in those things. You have to.
They try to think it was insurance fraud or something.
So, if anything,
they're already sold.
So, if anything, it's increased Blaze's profits because they have everybody that ordered a limited, and they have people who have the limited that reordered the white edition, and they can just show the numbers. So no, I think if anything, it's made them more money, but it's caused them a huge headache.
Well, but yeah,
wouldn't that just buy into the conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I guess.
They got people to buy another one because their other one is being delayed.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, I'm not going to throw a name out there, but let's say there was a YouTuber that put out a video that just kind of like brought up all the, let's say, things that they found wrong with the EXP, and then everybody dogpiled on that, and it's kind of a it's kind of a shame.
Well, yeah, Corge, I think technically, MegaCat is an indie studio.
Yes.
And both collections are games from the studio that are then. So yes, they would.
Dude, MegaCat 3, Pico 3. Yes, you gotta.
Yeah, Pico.
Well, Pico's got like hundreds and hundreds of games.
Yeah, they're almost like a double A, like in retro. It's like they're almost as big as some of the other retro things with the amount of properties that they own and can do that for. So, but yeah, absolutely. And I think as far as indies go, I think we'll see a lot more this year for sure. And some of which maybe actually, I don't know. I still keep floating the idea, like, what about a Blaze Studios? Like just them like, getting some independent development teams over in the UK that just need to have a place to put their game, and then boom, they put out a cart that's just like, the Blaze cart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Independent developers they've signed. It'd be kind of cool.
Dude. Yeah.
Well, hello.
Pretty good, Tony. But I know, like, me and Pete keep beating that drum, but I know, like, we're really looking forward to, like, those, like, those AA, like indies. Like, maybe we get, like, a Paprium or Vendetta, the single dual carts. That's
yeah, if they could find a way to get to even communicate to that Paprium dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's the, you know what? See, that's a good point. That's the problem. I think there's a lot more licenses and deals that could be done, but then it's like, yeah, who owns these? Who owns the rights? Getting in touch with people like that must be a nightmare in itself,
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I think they got a lot of. They'll surprise us again. Like I said, they surprise us every year with things we don't even think of companies we didn't even think about, right? So, I think
that's the thing I want to see. Things I wouldn't even think about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what would surprise me. If it was something we already talked about, it's like, oh well, we knew that was coming.
Well, yeah, exactly, right. Like it would be something wild, like if they put like a Dead Cells on there or something like that. Like I would not expect stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a fantastic game, by the way. Oh my god, I picked it up.
Dead Cells.
Sales.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. I don't think this system can run Dead Cells.
No, it wouldn't be able to fit. But yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually a good point there, Dave. That some people actually just abandoned their LE. For the white because they just wanted it now. So I mean that is a thing, and that definitely does not make them any more money for sure.
No.
I wonder, are they going to produce more blacks now? Just because, like,
well, they already did, right? They pulled the trigger on ordering every single.
So technically,
one
there's going to be like more than 5,000 of them out there.
Yes.
The stolen goods.
I did some math behind, like in just like pure speculation math, and it looks like around of the 5,000. Was just under 3,000 that were actually a part of that shipment. It was like 29 something, and according to my calculations, based on the dollar figures that I've been hearing of the.
I was going to say at least half of those were going to go to the U.S. So yeah.
So it's a little over half. So that means that it's instead of 5,000, it's more like almost 8,000 that are actually going to be produced. So, but that's still whoever doesn't get it or had canceled or whatever, you can wind up having a purple handheld situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they've got extra stock around, like the summer or late spring. And it's like, hey, we got the stuff. If you guys want some, put it out, sell it over a couple days.
They better not use the same trucking company for these.
Oh god.
Jeez.
Yeah, but think about it though. This is gonna have a big impact on Blaze because they've now are paying double the cost to produce once and only get revenue on one system.
I would think that there would be some insurance.
Exactly, their insurance. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
hopefully they have insurance, but
yeah,
is there insurance for truck theft?
Well,
legally they have to have insurance, I think.
Yeah, like basically when you send a package out through the post office, you get insurance automatically up to a certain value.
Yep.
So
in the States, is that the same in England?
I'm sure there's some kind of like,
because in Canada you have to pay when you send a package.
Yeah, you do have to pay. Yeah, I mean it might be built into the cost, but if you want to insure it for more, you do wind up paying more. So
yeah, I'm not sure what it's like in the UK. I'm sure since they've probably got those safeguards in place. I hope so.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, again, Douglas, I kind of agree with the sentiment that there hasn't been any, there's no like real red flags here on mine either. Like it's there's a lot of people been talking about all sorts of different issues and all that kind of stuff, but so far so good on here. And I've been really pounding this thing this week. I've been really actually using it a lot. So much so that I had to go to the OG handheld because I keep charging this one. So, nice. it's one of those things. But I will tell you guys this. I did almost have a minor complaint about the return of Gamer Thumb because I was playing way too much Street Fighter. And that was a thing back in the day, and if you had like the dog bug controller, or if you're playing on Genesis, the
Super Nintendo version, I remember that. Yeah, I had to stop playing
over
for a while.
Over again. You had to stop because your thumb just lit on fire. And it was last Sunday. I played for like an hour, and my whole hand locked up, and I'm like, I played for long sessions before on the OG. I never felt anything like that before. But it wound up turning out that it wasn't just the handheld. It was me. I was just a silly person, and I was also running around like crazy last weekend because, of course, it's the weekend before the holidays. You're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I wasn't drinking enough water or whatever. I wound up getting dehydrated. And of course that will also lock up your hands if you're getting a little older. So
that's good to know.
So yeah, I mean, like PSA, stay well hydrated before you play your Evercade handheld, and then your hands won't hurt. Because I did the same thing last night. I then played for probably an hour and a half between Street Fighter and Mega Man, which are both like real twitchy games. And my hand's fine, so I'm like, okay.
If you want a real challenge, play Street Fighter in Tate mode.
Oh no!
Oh god!
And then change it to full screen.
How do you do? Wait, how do you do that without like? What do you just have like low punch and
you will only get buttons A and B. Nothing else will work.
Oh no! I don't want that. That's bad.
Well, wait, I said it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
If it's just weird. Then you're only kicking. So like you have to use like some Ryu.
Wait till we get the per game remapping, and then you can choose a kick and a punch.
Yeah. Well, medium kick, medium punch is really all you need.
Because my video, the first thing one of the things I wanted to see was I wanted to see if I could do Tate mode in every game, and I took Final Fight, did it in Tate mode, and did full screen. That's a challenge.
That is yes, for sure.
But I love the fact that you could do that. Like that's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
You should do that.
Heck yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I think that I don't know exactly on the new units. Would they renumber them? I mean, I guess it's just something they would have to think about at the back.
I think they would renumber them.
Yeah,
I guess, or maybe like put the number and then a letter after it to indicate that it's a remake of the original or something. I don't know.
That'd be something to check on the certificate of authenticity. Yeah, great question.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be interesting. I mean, well, I think we're all in that mix, so we should all check our numbers when we get it. See what it is. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, don't forget, we're also Evercade heroes, or we'll be part of that Hall of Heroes.
That is very true. Yeah, you know what? I would expect that part of that is going to be part of the update next week. That they'll probably put out the survey. So.
Oh, the survey. Okay. I kind of wish they put the roadmap out before the end of 2022.
Hey,
Because a lot
Pete.
of companies are doing that.
You went really quiet there.
Yeah, Pete, you're something up with your mic, man.
What?
So there's something up with your microphone. You're like really, really low.
It sounds like you're in another room.
Yeah.
I'm really low?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened to my mic? I didn't do anything.
I don't know.
Let me check.
Let's see.
Good to know it wasn't just me. I was like,
Oh no, yeah, I heard it. I heard it too, for sure.
Heard it through the...
it's like being in a Zoom call. Somebody
Can you
talk.
hear me now?
Yeah,
That's better. There we
That's way
go.
better.
I don't know why I'm so low. I didn't do anything with my mic.
There it
Oh,
is.
you're fine now. You're better now.
Wow, there it is. There
Stupid
it is.
SteamYard.
Yeah,
All I did was mute because I was stretching and making noises.
Yeah, StreamYard did something weird with me of late because I use that for most of the Fun for Five stuff I do.
That's why we love computers, though.
Yeah, well, I just use my mic on my webcam. That's like I don't have any other mics or stuff, so I just use my webcam mic.
Yeah, it must be because you're surrounded by all of the the things in your room that your sound doesn't sound too echoey. It's actually a really good mic.
Yeah, it's just the mic that's with the Logitech HD 1080p. That's the mic I've had it forever. No, did you guys hear what I mentioned about the roadmap? Like that's kind of like a lot of game companies are putting the roadmap out in 2022 for 2023. Kind of wish we would have got the roadmap before the end of the year, but at the end of the day, they got a lot of shoot going on, right?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think
the
we
last
would
thing
have.
you need is to try to push that out now, but
Yeah,
I think we would have if they didn't have to. Next year, I think maybe around this time.
it has to be January though, right? Don't you all agree? Like we need to get it in January, not February or March. Because
get a roadmap in January for sure.
Yeah. Get that hype going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Crow will put one together for him. He's usually pretty accurate with that.
Yeah, I can make something up.
Yeah.
Now, one thing. So I think one thing that's new that they started to do with the roadmap last year is they put the color carts, right? So we know we're getting 1 or 2 arcades. We know we're going to get a computer. I like that. At least let us know.
Oh, Jason, the roadmap was stolen in the truck.
Oh man.
You know what? It's not too soon. We can laugh at it.
That's how the truck.
Hilarious.
That's how the truck got lost. The roadmap got
The
stolen.
roadmap was wrong. You know what? We all got affected by that, so we can laugh at it.
That's true.
True.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. It's awful, but so funny.
Oh man, I'm tempted, RMGB, to follow you in that journey. But
Okay,
Dude,
I gotta tell you guys something. I told the boys before the show started. You know how much I said I was gonna like the white so much better than the black? That was gonna be my favorite. I got a feeling black will be my favorite.
Yeah.
I
think I'm still gonna like white.
I don't know, man. I like white, but I think black is going to be what I'm gonna play mostly. I think that's gonna be my main. Can we transfer our save states? I wonder. That'd be a cool feature. Transfer save states between.
Oh yeah.
The save states are on the cartridge, aren't they?
Are they on the cartridge?
Not for Capcom.
Yeah, they're on the cartridge. They're
Not
on the
for
cartridge.
Capcom.
No, he's talking Capcom.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Capcom.
Capcom. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know about that.
My goal for 2023 is to finish all the Capcom games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
so Breath of Fire is going to be a challenge, but Mega Man's. I got to figure out. Somebody needs to tell me to order for Mega Man 1, the boss order. I can't remember because I finished it in 1988, I think, or 87. So I don't remember the order for the boss.
No, there's
on
nothing.
Mega Man.
No, I was just gonna say, since you mentioned the black NLP, welcome to the dark side.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think, hey, that's a cool feature. Ryan's probably already building it as transfer because people are going to buy multiple versions of the system. It'd be cool to be able to transfer your save states for Capcom.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, it is technically possible. They're only files.
They're only files, right? And
then you know what? Make it for all hidden game, make it for all secret games.
put it on the cloud. That'll terrify the Facebook trolls. Cloud gaming on Evercade. Should we mention virtual store? Oh my god, that would get everybody mad.
Don't do it.
Facebook. How I love those trolls.
No.
You can't do anything without making somebody mad.
Oh yeah. My
there it is.
thumbnails make people mad.
Well, listen. So here's where I draw the line, and I'm glad the fans group sort of did this. If people have constructive feedback like we do, or something is wrong or you don't like it, say it. What I hate is when people they dogpile and say this sucks because it sucks. I'm too dumb to give proper feedback. That's what, and it gets annoying and they repeat the same thing. Yes.
That Facebook, there's Facebook warriors. They're so uninformed. They like to try to trigger people, and they don't realize most of us just sit back and laugh at how sad and pathetic their lives are. To be,
I can't even remember
when they get in a video and goes, "Oh, this video is such a like you're shilling or whatever like that." But they won't watch the video. But they'll take time out of their day. They must have nothing going on to get on a computer, get on Facebook, log in, and troll some YouTuber who's got 1,000 subs. Just to prove how big of a man or woman they are. Get a life.
And right. And what the kick to that too, Pete, is those are the people who probably don't have any Evercade products and probably will never plan on buying.
They don't watch the videos, they don't own the products, but they're there to complain because you know what? They have miserable lives. And I'm sorry they have miserable lives, but they need to feel this need to take it out on other people. Same as some YouTubers who covered Evercade. They just take a piss at every opportunity to do it. Evercade. It's like, move on, go do something else. The only reason you're probably doing videos is because you're getting views on it. It's like, go get some fish and chips. Do something else. Because you know what? You're a freaking moron and you're useless to society and no one needs you. Like you're adding negativity to an already negative world. It's so stupid and toxic. It's like, it's just so idiotic that's how they spend their time. Is like, I'm going to go and try to write a negative comment, just see if I can get this person, this complete stranger, to respond to me because that made my day. Oh man, go get a life. These people need hugs. They need hugs and maybe a smack in the back of the head or something. I don't know.
Oh my
God. A hug and a smack in the head. Okay.
I mean, that's both.
That's how. That's
like,
that's how
I'd like to meet
right?
those people in real life and see if they have those comments. Like,
they'd be cowards. I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like they just propagate this toxicity and they just like they've never done anything probably substantial in their life, like create a product, create a business, do something that other people enjoy. Like they don't they'll just take the piss on everybody who's doing that. It's just ridiculous. Sad.
Yeah, I mean,
Rich, if I was able to control the captions, I'd put Pete is on fire.
Yes. Yeah.
No, it's just funny. It's just funny. It's like it's just. Oh man. It's just that's how they choose to spend their time. I'm like, my gosh, if you put that energy into something positive, the world would be a much better place.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or for those people that own their Evercades, all that time they could be putting the energy, just enjoy your Evercade.
Yeah, play it.
Or play games, right? Just play games.
For sure. But yeah, Fannin was mentioning that people are out there finding that they're trying to, the guys that took the LEs are trying to like now start to sell them that now that the EXP is sort of out.
But we do have a poll. I was gonna say, Rich, you'll have to go to my channel. But I think I did ask people like how they were, with their. You'll have to go to my community tab because I can't. But I did do a poll.
Yeah, we'll head on over there.
Yeah, you'll have to bring it up. I can't control.
But yeah, so I mean, it's good though that people are actually like reporting that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Which is neat to see. So
and we want them to, but what drives me nuts is like how I've had several people were like, yes, in this one person's video there's overheating and that person didn't really mention it, and I'm like, that's what I'm like, other like BS like forums from just like, really.
Yeah, that's why I don't like people like this. Is what you got to understand as YouTube watchers, you're going and watching these big channels who label their videos as reviews. Do you honestly think they've spent hundreds of hours with that system? No. So how would you expect them to know about? They probably spent a couple hours with it. Overeating issues, light bleed. Being aware of what you're watching, be an informed consumer.
That's true.
that's why, like, as I do reviews on my videos, and you notice any review I put up is at least 100 hours I try, or 50 hours at least to give. And I only do 1 or 2 reviews a year, if that. And it's because you go into these big channels like Metal G's and that, and I'm a fan of Metal G's and Riggs and Hancock and all those guys, but they're literally spending a couple hours with the system. They, like, you know, they're probably going over the media sheet that they're provided. They're getting a media sheet. They talk about all these specs and all that. That's not real reviews, people. Real reviews are like people spending at least a substantial amount of time with it. So don't expect to hear about it. Like, even when I did my unboxing, I ain't going to talk about overeating or light bleed, because you know what? I unboxed it. What you watched was literally the amount of time it took to record the video. Like, I didn't spend any amount of significant time with it. Like, my review is going to come probably in March or April on this system. Yeah, but, you know, like, that drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I'm like, I should be.
Well, most people aren't going to realize that, or they're not going to care. They might think that they've had the thing for like way in advance. But yeah, it's
no. That's a great point. And actually, when I started my YouTube career, Pete, I followed your lead in that. Like, that's what, you know, like, I followed your lead in that first impressions. That's why, you know, I do the same thing when I make a video. I'm like, this is my first impressions. This is me. And then later on, if I decide to do a review, then yeah, no, I think it's important to make that very clear in that distinction.
Oh, you have to, man. Like, a review is like means something to me. When I do a review, it means like my opinion is based on a significant amount of time with it. That's why I don't do game reviews, because first of all, you got to finish the game, do a review, in my opinion, which really seldom happens. Though I could do one on Elden Ring, because I finished that 4 times now. But point I'm trying to make is, like, they use the word review too much. There's certain YouTubers out there too. They'll do a video when a collection or a game is not even out yet and call it reviews and all that crap. Yeah. That's BS, right? Like, a review should be you've played the game substantially, like you've spent enough time in it, and be transparent in your review, saying, "Hey, I've not finished it, but I spent 20 hours with it."
Yeah, so, like, don't be firing up a MAME emulator on your computer and being like, "I'm reviewing the Evercade cart, guys."
Yeah. So, yeah, I know. It's the reason why, like, when I do stuff like Fun for 5, it's, you know, it's a first impression. It's a quick look. It's that's what it is. And that's what I do, because you're right, Pete. Like, if I was to do like reviews, forget it. I don't have enough time for that. You know, like, you'd see one review for me maybe every 2 months, because that's how long it would take me to finish.
Rich is so busy that he's actually had to alter the physics of time and have like past Rich like come into a video. Yes. You know, he's had to have help from his doppelganger.
Sometimes that definitely does happen, actually.
Like, that's a trip, by the way. You'll need to watch that. And my favorite part of that video too is when Rich said, he's like, "Hey, I didn't plan this," and you see he's like wearing the same shirt now. This is that was great.
That was Rich's best video ever. Was his pool one, when he's in the little pool.
Yes!
Oh,
yeah, that's the best opening.
I miss all those. I miss all those.
Phantom's got a point. Yeah, all those big YouTubers, and I don't fault them for it, because they only have a little bit amount of time because they get so many products. They get a media sheet that says, you know, we're sending you this product for free. This is all the specs. This is everything that, you know, talking points. And then they read them. Yes.
Crow is the.
Yeah, I've said it too. Crow spends a significant amount of time with every game. If you want the definitive reviews of a video game on the Evercade, you go to his channel. Yes. Like, I've said that from
100%. It's incredible.
That's why I'm still not done with the Commodore 64. I got one game left on it.
Slow. He's like British Rail, very slow, but mostly late, but eventually get you there on time.
But the
good for you, man, because I play what I'm into when I feel passionate about it.
That's the other part you can add, Pete. While you're on the journey with Crow, it's awesome, because
I think I butchered that quote from Dyer.
What's funny is when I put out that video of Intellivision 2, there's so many comments on that video that say, "Oh, you've convinced me to go back and take another look at this collection," because I think a lot of people just wrote it off.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they watched Ed's video.
Probably.
Watched Ed stumble and bumble, and I even told Ed before he even got the collection many times, read the manual. You'll need. This is one I recommend. Read the manual.
I know.
Only collection where I'll ever recommend read the manual is the.
But that's what's fun about a first impressions, because, you know.
Yeah. No, it's just that, it's like there's a few things that irk me, and that's the one thing is the label of review. Like, I think it's, you know,
I don't even label anything reviews. The thing I've learned over the years is I try not to say I'm doing a review. Sometimes I'll specifically say I'm not doing a review. And then I'll still get people commenting, "Good review," and I'm like, I didn't. And then I said, okay, whatever. I'm at the point now, so I'm just gonna make a video. If they think it's a review, okay, whatever.
Yeah, because if you label something reviews, there's something you'll miss, and someone will call it out in the comments, which is fair. So that's a challenging thing, right? Like
we all offer different perspectives. So like that's why for me, like with any game, whether it's I'm like for me any game, you should be able to jump in and pick it up within minutes and play it.
Yeah,
but that's my type of style. Like that's just
that's for me too. I only play the game. It's like here's the first X amount of minutes. You judge based on how I'm stumbling and mumbling through it, like how I suck at it. Whether you're gonna suck at it or you're gonna enjoy it, because that's how I look at it. It's like
for sure.
So why don't you bring up the poll here real quick?
Yeah. So let's hop on over to Evercade Effect real quick, and then check out this poll here. Interesting stuff actually on this question here. Are you happy with your new EXP? Is the question.
You'll have to read it because it's like too tiny.
Yeah.
What if you were happy before too? I mean,
apparently 6% said they're returning it.
Yeah, 6% say it's defective, returning it, getting my money back. 14% say I love it, and the woohoos out there need to stop with their blank. And 36% say I love it. What anyone says doesn't matter, and obviously that was what I voted for because you can see my vote right there.
How many people voted on that?
50 votes, 5-0.
Nice.
That's not bad. And then happy I didn't order one because of all the issues with the EXP. 44%. Yikes.
I had to put that.
That being the winner is.
Dude, you got a lot of haters on your channel there, Ed. You might want to clean that up.
I was like, what happened there?
Yeah.
Oh man. And that's the weird thing because it's like, all right, well, do the 44% know definitively that there are that many issues when there are other people that have them and keep consistently saying that there's not a lot of issues. Unless you're the 7% of people that have the original 10 cartridges, or you play with the EXP in a dark room with your lights off all the time, you're not having problems.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I never considered the tight cartridge thing to be an issue with the EXP because that's the cartridge itself.
I had that. I even showed it in my unboxing.
I did this. So I did this for a reason because perception is everything, right? And we know that there's people out there that just can't stand if there's like, let's say, a small community of gamers that are like really happy with the product. There's people that just can't stand to see people happy and they want to ruin their fun. So I was just curious with people's perception, and that's kind of scary that it was.
No, it's a good poll. I mean, what's the acceptable defective rate for electronics these days? Less than 5%?
Yeah. I'd say so. Yeah.
And if you only have a right to be mad if you get a defective product and they're not willing to help you out or replace it.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, and I can't play I can't play Namco right now. Am I upset and am I going to just go on Facebook and rage on Blaze? You know what I did? I emailed support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's funny because there was one YouTuber that I used to watch who was really weird like that because he would complain about that all the time, that he shouldn't have to be an adult and shouldn't have to contact the manufacturer to get a replacement. Like there should never be any issues.
I shouldn't have to be an adult. What a tool.
Well, he didn't say those words.
Wait a minute. Is he like a kid though? Is the YouTuber a kid?
No, I'll just I'll throw that up.
Is he an adult really, or is he?
I'll give you a hint. I'll just throw this out there into the universe. He's a person.
Well, that's a galaxy of idioticness, if you ask me. But no, I just think I think you have to separate trying to get reactions and build the channel perhaps from actual true feelings sometimes. Like that's the problem with YouTube. It's like a lot of channels, you don't know what the person is and who the person is. Like is they really saying that just to get clicks? Are they really that person? Because I'd like to think that if they're really that person, there's a lot of asshats on YouTube because there's a lot of idiots out there who say stuff. But like you go look at, I always look at their other content too, and I don't know who you're talking about, but like I look at other people's content. Like if I get rubbed the wrong way in one video, I'll go look at some of their other content, and I'm like, oh, actually, they're pretty decent on this because they're obviously in love with it, but they're making these comments on this product because they're looking to jump on a bandwagon, perhaps, right? So
sure.
I tend to do that sometimes because I like to give channels second chances. But then there's some channels out there they jump on every bandwagon, and I just unsubscribe and move on.
Exactly.
But there are a few of those out there too. that whatever's the current flavor, they'll jump on.
Yes.
Like me, I personally go on the flavor that nobody likes to lick because, like, I'm covering Playdate at Evercade. Like, I mean, seriously, nobody likes Playdate. I like it, but
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, it is a fascinating, quirky product that even I was like, oh, okay, you know, like
Crow is getting a Playdate. Crankcast is going to get him a Playdate. He's going to get it. He's going to make a game on it.
So I don't need anybody else to buy me a Playdate. I just need to decide if I want to buy one.
No, I'm not buying you one. You're going to get one.
And that's the thing.
You're going to get one. Crankcast is going to convince you.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. You said Crankcast is gonna get you one. So
I don't make Crow money. I don't make Crow money. Crow has his own universe of channels. Crow's like rolling in YouTube dollars.
You would think so, but I actually took a big hit in advertisement payouts when I did that.
Yeah. I tried to warn you against that, but you were like, "Nope, Pete, the universe is what I want. The multiverse of Crow." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. So with the thing like the Playdate, it's one of those fascinating things where there was so much hype building up to like the release of the thing, and the thing comes out, and then everyone's like, I see two people on the internet like regularly talking about it, and it's you, Pete, and GoGameGo, Jeff.
Yeah.
And it's like it's awesome that you guys are talking about it. You guys seem like you're having a blast, and I'm like, where's everybody else? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's because there's not enough systems out there, right? There's less than 25,000 ever produced, and not a lot of people out there. But I love doing Playdate content because for me as a gamer, I discovered these new different indie experiences. Like the actual Playdate games themselves, the Season 1 pass, are probably some of my least played games. Even though they're the most polished from a game perspective, I am more fan of the indie stuff because they're doing stuff that are more like kind of like some of it's wild, some of it's out there, but it's a lot of traditional stuff like platformers and stuff, which I really like. But it's just forcing me to kind of, you know, expand some of my kind of, you know, like buffet style gaming habits I have. And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love the Playdate. It's got problems, like I said in my review, like, you know, screen, you get carpal tunnel with it sometimes with your fingers because it's hard to handle sometimes.
I'll tell you what the biggest issue is that it's too specialty a device, and what I mean is its price point, right?
Yeah, it's too expensive for sure. It should be at 149 max.
Yeah.
I think it should be under $100 to be honest.
There's a channel I watch called Squid Dev, and he made probably the best video I've ever heard describing about why a system should be priced at why a system is overpriced or where it needs to be priced. And he builds games for the Playdate too. And I bought quite a few of his Playdates for games for about, and he did a video on it. It's just amazing. But yeah, and he convinced me because I didn't think it was overpriced until I watched his video. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. Like everything he's saying is so true. And I think the price will come down to about $100 in the next year once they get.
Okay, you know what? I tell you what, if it comes down to $100, I guarantee you I'll buy one.
For sure. Yeah, you'll probably buy two, one to take apart to put a color screen on.
At that price point, I would jump in too.
Yeah, I would maybe consider.
But I mean, it's not for everyone. Like I said in my review, it's for I was the worst person ever to get one. I pre-ordered one because pandemic and what else you gonna do? But pre-ordered stuff you'll never play, like Pie Packer. And I got it, and I'm like, this is pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, I think I think it would be like a great device too to give like a kid. Like if you want something that that's durable, have them play for gaming. There's a bunch of games in it. It has the crank. It seems like it'd be like
it's interesting. It's hard though with the kid because they're all like absorbed in tablets and phones and Roblox. Like to give them something with physical buttons on is a challenge.
True. Yeah, my daughter wants nothing to do with that. She's used to touch screens and all that. Whereas I'm like,
did you say it was a controller? Did you say it was a physical challenge, like on Double Dare? It's the new physical challenge, playing a Game Boy.
Oh my god! I can imagine the
next Crankcast. Probably in the new year. We got to change that name. That name sounds.
It sounds dirty. No, yeah.
But yeah, we'll probably change the name to something like "What's on Deck" or something like that.
Ooh, surprise! Hey, what just popped up on Discord?
I don't know. What popped up?
Ryan posted the thing that just says It just says, surprise everyone. We have been bearing away, but I can't look at it and be in here since I'm on my phone.
Well, I can't look at it either because I've been playing a game the whole time.
All right, I'll read it. We have been beavering away on 303 for the EXP, and it's now officially available to download. Wait, is that in the beta? No, that's on it.
No, that's the. Wait, did they just post it, or is that post from?
It says, surprise everyone.
No, it's from this morning, 9:04 a.m.
Okay, so I guess there's a new one, but.
Yeah, that's the new one, 303. They said they were trying to get it out before 2022.
Did you guys see that?
It's improved battery life. Ooh, and thermals.
Nice.
And they're bloody knackered. I don't know what that means.
Only one way to find out.
That's awesome.
All right, let me update it live.
So,
see, and that's the other thing about that's kind of why I don't mind waiting for the limited edition, because when I get it, all these updates will already be out.
Yeah, it'll take a year for it to update. Well, no, they'll probably flash the. They'll probably flash in it. No, probably not.
I don't think you need to go through all the upgrades in order to you just have to do the most recent one.
That's what's good. Yeah.
I'm not really sold on the new welcome.
There is a new update.
I don't have the red dot on mine.
Sad face though. I need to charge.
Do you guys have the red dot on the cog? Mine's not red dot.
The red dot wasn't there, but I think it takes a little bit of time for the EXP for it to realize there's a new update. So there was no red dot, and I just went to check for
our EXP is a slow learner?
Yes.
Look, it's a yellow dot. I got it.
Oh, okay. The VS would do that. Like sometimes there wouldn't be an update and go and download it. So
yeah, it just has to be on for like a minute or so before it checks to see.
I gotta charge mine again. Surprise, surprise.
See, that's awesome that they got that out though. Yeah,
that's really cool. Very, very nice.
Yep. 343 megabytes. Download it now.
Keep the change, you filthy animals.
Keep the. Oh yeah,
that's funny. So.
Yeah,
but,
that's pretty cool.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Let's hope it doesn't brick it, because you don't want to have an update just before the holidays brick your system.
Right?
That would suck.
Yeah. So, the invasion of the children is actually directly related to Evercade and the Evercast right now, because they came into the room because my youngest had my one OG, and then my oldest came in to come get the other one.
Oh, that's awesome.
So now they both have them. I almost gave them the EXP, and then I was like, oh wait, I got purple. So now that's the purple and the OG are floating around out there. So
what is
Crow's playing Hot Wheels Unleashed. That game's awesome.
On the Evercade?
No.
Here's the thing: is I got a new monitor, so ever since I got it, I started playing this.
It's a great game. I got the pack, like all 3 packs.
Oh, I've had it for a while. I might buy, because it's on sale, the upgrade it to the Game of the Year edition. I've had this for a really long time, and I didn't start playing it until yesterday.
It's like PC or VCS.
I got it on PC. In fact, the reson why I've been playing games is because I have an ultra widescreen monitor now.
That's cool. That's cool.
So that's why it's all distorted there.
That's right. That's right, Ian. Live
yes.
on Evercast.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yeah, the special edition holiday Evercast.
Yes, that's right.
First of its kind.
And then can we get a live summon from your Castlevania shirt?
Wait, let me mute him.
Yes. What you kill this? There we go.
Oh man, seriously.
Yep, there we
I took my glasses off for that.
I mean, someone did do it, so.
Yeah, you gotta please the audience. I was wondering if I was getting it a live summon.
Yeah, I was hoping.
It always worries me that the bottom of my screen during updates all this yellow writing, like this yellow text, and I'm like, please just work. Please work. All right.
See, what's funny is like downstairs they're like, oh, it's just Ed. But if I was like in a hotel or something, they would have been like, what the hell's going on with that
guy? Yeah, well, yeah, hotel Wi-Fi is crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, so this is cool, man. 2 updates in 2 days. That's freaking good. They need to go have a break now and enjoy their Christmas holiday.
100%. 100%.
You know they don't say Merry Christmas in England. They say Happy Christmas.
They do. Yes.
I thought they said Merry
from
Xmas.
Doctor Who. It's fact because Doctor Who said it.
Yeah, it's fact because it was in a science fiction show.
Sure, 100%.
No, I know a lot of families that do greet like that as well.
So improved battery life. Like, what does that mean? How much improvement? 5%, 10%? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, it does.
It's a good question.
And
I just hope that. Listen, what I want is just accurate. Like, if it says there's like 50%, so I don't. Here's one thing.
I say Merry Christmas. Oh, come on, RMGB, let me have this one.
Because here's one. Like, I don't think the EXP will get to this level, but I'm spoiled with the Steam Deck because not only does it tell you the percentage, it tells you how much actual time of battery life, and I love that. So like just have it be accurate.
But doesn't that time change based on what you're doing on it though?
The game, yes, but at least you could know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am attempting to start playing Breath of Fire.
Ooh.
Nice.
Never played that before.
It's a good game,
and I'm gonna start playing.
It's got a really cool battle system.
It better be cool because there's a reason I stayed away from those games back in the day. So I'm excited to try. Is it a Super Nintendo game or a Genesis game?
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it because everybody in my comments and you guys have all said it's a fantastic game. So I'm like, wow, I gotta try it. And it's a console game, so
Yep.
I'm excited to try it. Save states makes all those things worthwhile to do now because and that's something people don't understand. Being an older gamer with tons of responsibilities, like majority of us are, like, we have kids, work, and all that. Save states makes playing retro games so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on a portable device, you almost really need save states. You need to be able to save at any time.
Yeah.
Not just that, but some of these games, like, they have like password. They have like passwords, and you're like, I can use save state.
Passwords for me, it's like, I barely can remember my code for my phone to unlock it, let alone a password.
Listen, I was gonna say this: if you've ever played the Guardian Legend on NES, like that password system, those characters are so friggin' long. And then if you get one wrong, then you're screwed. Yeah. And don't forget that was before, like, you couldn't just use your smartphone and like snap a picture of your TV. You had to write it down. I used to write them in the manual back in the day. If I had a password I needed, I'd write it in the manual of the game I had. I had like a little, because a lot of manuals, remember, had a little password, like a little notepad at the end, like a
yeah. And then sometimes you'd buy a used game with stuff written in it. It's like, I know it says notes, but it still bothers me when people write in the manual. Yeah. It's like you can write it literally anywhere.
You'd buy a game with a battery backup, and so you start your game, but you'd notice there was 2 other saves where a guy or someone would have everything unlocked and like all the hearts on their character. I was like tempted all the time to just, maybe I'll just load in this dude. Especially on Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. All right. I guess we've exhausted all our topics, right?
I think so. I mean, it's
time to go start Christmas Eve shopping.
No,
that's it. Oh man,
I'm gonna go do my Christmas shopping.
So actually, sometimes, Crow, if you fall off the stage like that, and you land on the ground, you can actually just like run around in the room.
Well, you can, but I'm in a race.
Okay, got it.
Bold prediction for 2024: Evercade EXP 2.0 will be able to run this game.
That would be awesome. That would be really cool.
That's a bold statement to make.
But yeah, so yeah, guys, let's get into that. Anyone that's got anything else other than happy holidays for everybody?
Well, I was going to say that I've got videos coming out on the Crow Pinball channel. Still videos that I need to review because they took forever to encode. But there's a new table pack for the Act Games Legends Pinball, the Dr. Seuss table pack. So I want to make sure the Grinch table gets out at least on Christmas.
Oh yes, that'd be kind of cool. That's neat. So definitely check out that stuff over on the Crow side of things. Anyone else got anything coming out?
I just released a Steam Deck video today. I've got an Evercade one coming out. Basically, I started my Capcom series, so I've got that coming out either tomorrow. I might do it tomorrow or Monday. And so I'm doing my Capcom differently. I'm doing just in sets of games. So tomorrow it'll be the three Mega Man games. My first impressions of playing those for the first time in 20 years. And then I'm going to do Breath of Fire, hopefully, and then I'll do the sets of them. So it'll be sets of just first look.
Very cool.
And I know certain commenter out there that everybody has access to this game, so why are you doing videos on them? Maybe somebody don't have an EXP and they might want to buy one.
Right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, it's actually cool to see the actual games run on the actual hardware that you're talking about.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Indeed.
Certain tool.
And so, like, I'll just tell real quick what I got. So, at the end of the year, tradition on my channel, I take all the weird intros. You know, that's why I say of 2022 that no one asked for. A brief intro and just put them back to back.
Yep.
So y'all can enjoy the goodness and weirdness. And then on calling a Retro Gamer second channel, just a kind of quick update with the Steam Deck, more opinions and all that. That'll be releasing. And
Very cool.
So I got going on.
Nice. Yeah, for me, we're still going through stuff over on Atari 50 Land over here. I've been going through that kind of stuff. Next week, we're going to do some Jaguar games because it's been the first time I've been able to check that stuff out. So we're going to be getting into that. And then over on Calling All Retro Gamers, we're going to get into this little guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
What
Keep threatening to make a video.
Oh, I was thinking about getting one of those. The only reason I was thinking about getting one of those is because I have the pinball tables. And
what is it?
It'd be easier to capture if I had that.
It's the At Games Legends Mini, which is the micro version of the thing that's right behind me.
It's a way cheaper version too. What is it, like $50 or something?
Well, I got it on sale they had a blowout sale on GameStop. It was like $25, and I'm like,
oh, it was a GameStop. Okay,
yeah,
I didn't know they had that at GameStop.
I'm not saying no because it came with that and this.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, what, for $25? Are you serious? Let's go.
I need to keep an eye on GameStop then.
I know, right?
So I got that. So we'll be going through some random games, and there is a poll on Calling All Retro Gamers right now asking how you want that content delivered to you. Just raw gameplay? You want me to do kind of like a fun for 5e kind of thing, or something else? Hit me up down in the poll on the Calling All Retro Gamers channel, and there will be at least one video, probably during the break, because I'll have enough time. And then hopefully I can kickstart myself and then get some of that stuff rolling for you. So that's it. That's all good times. Oh yeah, Sam's Club's another great place to get some stuff like that, including
only if you have a membership.
Oh yes, only if you have.
Well, yeah, of course.
But that Legends arcade cabinet, almost every Black Friday that thing hits like $450, which is a phenomenal deal for that thing. So it's very, very good stuff. Thanks, Phantom. To you and yours as well. A happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, a happy Hanukkah, all of the things that you may celebrate. From us at the Evercast to you guys, wishing you all a fantastic break, and I do believe we might be seeing you guys next week. So that's pretty good. Oh, it's the Legends Ultimate Mini, is what it's called there, Douglas.
Wait, next week is New Year's Eve.
Next week is New Year's Eve. Yes.
Okay.
So I mean, it's one of those ones. Pete has called it the most useless holiday ever.
What is it?
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we're doing a show next week, right? That's not a holiday. That's
we're here in the morning. Come on.
I consider it a holiday because if it was on a weekday, I'd get it off of work.
Yeah. So
we don't take breaks. We take I think if the day was Christmas Day, we definitely wouldn't have had a show, but we don't have to worry about that for another 7 years.
That's right.
Who knows?
Yep. So guys, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much.
Holidays.
Happy
holidays.
Hanukkah.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Festivus. Happy whatever else other day you celebrate. Bye.
Kwanzaa.